Hi everyone, how are you? My name is Miss Roberson and I'm here to read another book with you all. The book I'm going to read today is Something Happened in Our Town. This book was written by Marianne Celano, Marietta and Anne Hazzard. It was illustrated by Jennifer Zavoyne. Before I read, I want to talk to you a little bit about why I chose this particular book. So, a lot of you have probably heard in the news or heard someone talking about the name Breonna Taylor. Breonna Taylor was a woman who mattered. She was an EMT. She was a friend. She was a daughter. And she was a really good person. And she was innocent. And Breonna Taylor died 191 days ago. And the people who hurt her were not punished. And the decision was made today to not punish those people. And the people, in this case, were police officers. So you've probably heard a lot of people chanting, defund the police, abolish the police. And that's because over time, Black people have not been treated fairly in this country. And people are fed up and people are angry because it's not right. And Breonna Taylor was Black, and the people who hurt her were not. And the people who hurt her did not get punished. So as a result of that, people are using their voices to speak out, and they are marching and protesting and hosting rallies and making their voices be heard that something needs to change, that justice should be served, and that Black people deserve to be treated with respect, and they deserve to be honored, and they matter. And so this book is about a very similar situation that happened with Breonna Taylor. And there's a boy and a girl that are students in school just like you, and they're asking their families very important questions about what's happening. And so I'm wondering if while you hear the conversation that Josh and Emma have with their families at home, if it answers some questions that you may have too. And then at the end, Josh and Emma do something to change a pattern. So I want you to pay attention for that, okay? All right, let's start. Something Happened in Our Town, a child's story about racial injustice. Written by Marianne Celano, Marietta and Anne Hazzard. Illustrated by Jennifer Zavoyne. Something Happened in Our Town, a child's story about racial injustice. Something bad happened in our town. The news was on the TV, the radio, and the internet. The grown-ups didn't think the kids knew about it, but the kids in Miss Garcia's class heard some older kids talking about it, and they had questions. After school, Emma asked her mother, "Why did the police shoot that man?" "It was a mistake," said her mother. "I feel sad for the man and his family." "Yes, the police thought he had a gun," said her father. "It wasn't a mistake," said her sister Liz. "The cops shot him because he was Black." Emma was confused. "He is brown, not Black," she said. "Some Black people have dark brown skin and some have light brown skin," Emma's father explained. Black usually means African American. Most of their ancestors were brought here from America and enslaved. "I know what an enslaved person is," said Emma. "That's when you have to do what the other person says." "Yes, enslaved people had to do whatever the white people told them to do. And even after slavery ended, white people didn't let Black people live where they wanted, go to school with white people, or vote." "Who are white people?" "White people came here from places in Europe or Russia or other countries. We are white, even though our skin is light tan." "Did our family do those bad things a long time ago?" Emma asked. "Yes," answered her mother. "Back then, many white people thought that they were better than Black people, even though it was not true." Liz added, "Some white people still think most Black men and boys are dangerous, even though they are not." Was that man that got shot dangerous? Asked Emma. No, her mother said. Shooting him was a mistake. It was a mistake that is part of a pattern. Like the pattern on my blanket? Emma asked. Yes, but this pattern is being nice to white people and mean to black people. It's an unfair pattern. Suppose you had a birthday party and invited everyone in your class except the black kids, her mother said. How would the black kids feel? They would be sad, Emma said, or mad. And you would be missing out because you never know who's going to be your best friend, said Liz. And you can help others be fair, said her mother. Like telling Anna to stop teasing Ling about her name? Asked Emma. Her mother gave her a hug. Yes, just like that. In another house, Josh asked his mother, Can police go to jail? Yes, said his mother. Why do you ask? That white policeman who shot the black man, said Josh. Will he go to jail? What he did was wrong, said his mother. But he won't go to jail, said his father. Why not? Asked Josh. Cops stick up for each other, said Josh's brother Malcolm, and they don't like black men. Josh was confused. Why not? Some police are black. You're right, said his mother. Uncle James is a police officer, and so is my friend Kenya. There are many cops, black and white, who do make good choices, said his father, but we can't always count on them to do what's right. Malcolm added, I could get stopped by the police just because I'm black, even if I didn't do anything wrong. That's not fair, Josh said. What if it was a white man in that car? Would the police have shot him? They probably wouldn't have even stopped the car, said his father. Sometimes white people are treated better than black people, said his mother, but it's not right. Everyone should be treated fairly. Josh's mother gave him a hug. We are proud of who we are. Harriet Tubman, Martin Luther King Jr., and Nelson Mandela were strong and brave black leaders. They showed us that we can stand up for our rights and set good examples for others. They were treated unfairly, but helped others learn to be more fair. Some people haven't learned yet, said his father angrily. Why are you mad? Asked Josh. I'm mad that we're still treated poorly sometimes. But I can use my anger to make things better, said his father. Black people have a lot of power if we work together to make changes. I have power, Josh said, and I'm smart. His father smiled. You're right, his mother added, and you can change people's hearts by sticking up for someone who is not treated fairly. Like how Malcolm sticks up for me when the kids tease me about my glasses? Josh asked. He tells them to step off. Just like that, his parents said. The next day, a new kid joined Emma and Josh's class. His name was Ahmad, and he was from a country far away. Ahmad didn't know where to sit or what to do because it was his first day in school. He talked a little bit, but it was hard to understand him. He said he was learning English. After lunch, the class went outside to play soccer. Daniel and Sophia picked the kids to be on their teams. All of the kids were picked to be on a team, except Ahmad. Daniel said Ahmad probably didn't know how to play because he was new. Sophia said Ahmad might not be good at soccer. Josh remembered what his mother said about sticking up for people who are treated unfairly. Emma remembered what her mother said about unfair patterns and birthday parties. All of a sudden, Ahmad wasn't alone. Emma and Josh were leading him to their team. We have enough kids on our team, Daniel said. We don't need him. But Josh was ready. Step off, he said. He's playing. Yeah, said Emma. We don't want to miss out. And just like that, Emma and Josh gained a new friend and started a better pattern in their school. Thank you all so much for listening to the story. And I hope you were able to have some of your questions answered. And I hope that you were able to make some connections too. I want you to know that you matter, that how you feel matters and it's important, and that it's okay to talk about how you feel. If you're scared, if you're frustrated, if you're confused, it's good to ask questions because you deserve to understand what's happening in the world around you. And that even though it is very scary sometimes, I have hope for our future. Do you want to know why? Because you are our future. And just like Josh and Emma, you can start today by breaking patterns and by saying something and speaking out when people are being treated unfairly. I know you can do it. I have faith in you. I believe in you. And I love you all. Have a good day.